Do they stay true to the ideology of being Indian and being that proud Indian and standing for the same thing in the US?
They go to the whole lifestyle sort of way, talk more about fitness and so on and so forth.
Taking the Indian diaspora for granted, I think they're making a mistake.
Hi everyone, this is yet another episode of the FOMO. I have with me Ruchira and Aditi. Both, don't need an introduction, at least on the FOMO. They've been around for some time. As you're aware, the FOMO is about making marketing simple. हम लोग ज़्यादा jargon use नहीं करते हैं. We take topical things or things which are important in marketing, but we try to say what is left unsaid, right? So to my mind, this whole launch of Amul in the US market, right? This is a very interesting sort of a topic which I wanted to take up for our audiences, because मुझे लगता है कि Amul, which is so strongly sort of synonymous with India, the tagline is the taste of India, right? They have been at the cutting edge of marketing in many ways. They're the first probably branded content marketer. They have also done Amul Girl commenting on everything that's happening, right from cricket to politics and pretty much everything under the sun. So what happens to these things? I mean, when in US, will they stick to this strategy? Are they going to do something else? And मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि Amul is not going to be a value player in the US. They're going to be a premium player. Aditi, this time I want to start with you. Back at you.
Sure. So, interesting question. And it's actually a very interesting conflict as well, right, for them. So, Amul is one of those iconic brands of India where, all Indians love Amul, we trust Amul, everybody uses Amul, right, in one form or the other. So, it's that one of those brands which is very, very close to the Indian heart. Now, when they've gone to the US, the question for them is, do they appeal and do they keep that ideology of made in India, Amul Doodh Pita Hai India, to make in India, and then made in India, pardon me, and taking it to the US, staying true to these fundamentals that they believe in, that we are that Indian brand who's going global and we stand for that success story? Or do they completely pivot and they try to appeal to the US audience by trying to just stay overarchingly in the same zone that they play, meaning like product wise, meaning like pricing wise, but at the same time, not from a marketing point of view or communication point of view, they keep the same tagline or they keep the same moment marketing principles that they have kept in India. They're trying to go for the core Indian audience at the heart of it, but I think they also want to create a surround sound by appealing to the Americans who still are okay accepting India as a success story, and they're okay to taking things which are Indian and imbibing them. Do they stay true to the ideology of being Indian and being that proud Indian and standing for the same thing in the US? Or do they pivot and say that we are a brand, we stand for basically we are here to appeal to the US, we stand for health and fitness, and we are here to give you a product which is superior to what you are having.
Before Ruchira comes, I just want to respond to that a bit. I think, from what I'm seeing, it's early days, as you rightly said. They've got a different handle on Instagram, right, for the US, and they are talking about, they've retained the Amul Girl, but the taste of India is gone. And I don't see a moment marketing strategy yet, obviously. Sponsored the US cricket team, which has been a success because US ended up beating Pakistan. So, Ruchira, what would you say eventually? What would be your kind of hypothesis on which way will they land?
The moment to say why now, right? I think this is the time when they decided to go, because this is the time that brand India has actually gained a lot of value. And US is an extremely large market, and I feel even if they start by winning with the Indian diaspora, where they have a lot of existing equity, and I extend that to Asians, that itself is a large market, and that gets them, their teeth into the market, and then they expand from there. So their identity today is all about being the taste of India, whether they say it or not. Their identity, whether through the Amul girl or just by the name, what is Amul, who's Amul, it's all about being an Indian brand, a loved Indian brand. So that extends to these audiences more easily. It's great that in a category like dairy, which is a large category in India, in the US, sorry, and therefore, from a market perspective, even a very small share of that market, when you extend across the portfolio, because they was launched not just milk, but other products. What I meant was the heritage, the cultural heritage, the fact that India is the largest dairy producer, and to that extent, leverage the India equity. Finally, I think Amul has won not just because of clever marketing, but because they have provided very high quality products at great value. So I also feel, Gaurav, to your point, that they may be more premium when the product is premium, like the 6% fat milk, but finally they will stay with their great product at great value strategy, which will be benched to the US pricing. So that's what I feel they would do. But yes, of course, it's going to be fun to watch
Yeah.
what they do finally.
Yeah, no, so I think this whole 6% fat, which by the way has become the talking point since the CEO of Amul kind of spoke about it, that this is their, this is the ace in their pocket, right? Because see, marketing is all about occasions, right? हम किस occasion में अपने product को position कर रहे हैं? तो Aditi, what do you think about this whole 6% thing? I'm sure it's not just because 6% नहीं है, तो चलो 6% करते हैं, right? So what's happening in the background as per your understanding?
So while the market is 1 and 2%, which is mostly Americans, but there is a general, if you talk to any Indian over there, the typical thing any NRI says, or even when they come back to India, yaar ye chai nahi milti hai wahan. And why don't you get exactly that same taste of tea over there? Because the fat percentage in the milk is very, very less, and we are used to having like a thick, rich, strong tea. Really, that Amul is targeting is your tea time and snacking occasion. The second occasion, I think, would be the dessert occasion, right? But Indian desserts only.
Ruchira, see, while Aditi is saying this whole, this whole chai latte phenomena, right? This is what is kind of, which is the gap, unstated gap, and there is a market in the gap. And rather than talking more about the mithai, festive occasions, bringing people together, which if they were targeting these occasions, they would have at least given us a hint of that.
I personally feel the 6% is not about targeting a particular occasion. I think it's a way of standing out, differentiator, and highlighting creaminess or richness, and hence the quality of the product, which is what finally Amul is known for. They will launch the full range, because especially if the way you see milk is had in the US, it's typically bought a gallon. You wouldn't use a gallon for a specific occasion. I don't think you can play a pivotal role in the milk market in the US without playing to the primary market, which is the slim milk or the 1% or 2% fat milk. So they will play the entire range. I think this is their way of highlighting the creaminess.
And I partly agree with Aditi, partly agree with you. So I'm being clever here. But मेरा ये view है कि देखो 6% वाला तो Indians खरीदेंगे ही. And showing Americans, right, showing white people of African origin, and so on and so forth, in the ad so far, because they are the guys, as you rightly said, rather than only targeting diaspora, they are the guys with the per capita that the CEO was talking about in his interview that they really want to capture eventually.
Actually, in fact, a very strong point of view on that. Why? Because I think that if they're taking the Indian diaspora for granted, I think they're making a mistake. Because as Indians, we are very emotional. The reason Amul sells over here is not because they have the highest quality product at affordable prices. Sure, that is the benefit of Amul. But the reason it sells is because we all love it and we all trust it. So they have obviously sponsored the US team, right? Cricket team, right? And cricket is obviously one of those things which literally runs in blood for all of us as Indians. So great, obviously fantastic move from a cultural marketing perspective. As at the same time, cricket is taking up more shape and becoming more popular in the US as well. So it connects with the US audience as well. Sponsoring a cricket team of the US so that you are in a way jiving to an extent in the Indian diaspora and trying to connect and fit in with the US culture and people who are like still like, you know, Americans and might accept Indian. At the same time, you're not staying true to your core ideology. It might be a conscious choice. And if that is a conscious choice, I think it's even more disheartening because then you're trying to be somebody who you really aren't. So might as well just stay true to who you are.
मेरा इसमें conspiracy theory है and I want Ruchira to respond to it. Do you think they are trying to premiumize the brand for Indians by this whole sort of, you know, kind of associating with the whole American World Cup team, and they're also trying to create an aspirational image for the Indians?
Way to announce a launch and make more people familiar with the fact that they're now available in the US with fresh, you know, milk, right? I would tend to agree with Aditi and say that if they don't leverage and build on love that they have from the Indian community, then I'm not sure who they are. And then that's like a new brand launching and trying to build equity. I have to in some ways talk about a leverage equity. Now, it'll be interesting now they do have fresh sourcing from the US, how far they go on pricing, product portfolio, and also from a marketing, especially moment marketing perspective, what US is a tough market at this point in time as we're discussing. What can you play around with from a humor perspective in India that they just get it right? And every creative of theirs plays to that pulse of what the Indian diaspora is thinking. Now, if they can get to at least even the NRI or the Asian community's pulse and even get there, I think that would be a great point. By showing people from different cultures and saying generic stuff, I don't think you get it there. You don't build a brand.
I love the idea of the conspiracy theory. And this whole thought that you had, it's almost like, you know, can't premiumize coming back to India with the same Amul brand name. Then you have to have a different sub-brand at least, if not a different brand altogether.
He said their US is just the first pit stop. Amul's kind of declare that we are a global brand. The moment you're going to slowly start seeing Amul on the billboards, Amul on, you know, the digital advertising in the US, slowly your perception of Amul as just as a great quality at a good price is gonna probably sort of start evolving to, boss, we are buying an MNC global brand.
Amul has done a great job of being high quality at great value, but premiumizing that image kind of helps them hold on to that market share, right? Even back home. So the fact that this is an Indian brand which has gone global adds much more to their India equity than to necessarily them selling in US, and it does help them in the India market.
Will they go to the whole lifestyle sort of way, talk more about fitness and so on and so forth? I think fascinating discussion. We'll probably end it here. It'd be great to have your comments and insights into it. What you think, you know, which way Amul is going to go. Thank you once again, everyone, for watching in. See you very soon for the next episode.